I've played 50 hours of Space Marines 2, and here's what I think of it. Space Marines 2 has been the most fun I've genuinely had with a modern video game since the release of Monster Hunter World. This game lets me squish bugs, slay heretics, make me feel like I'm the biggest badass in the galaxy. This game instantly had me hooked with its atmosphere to its crazy over-the-top violence. And honestly, I think this game is something the gaming community has been missing for a very long time. Simplicity. From the perspective of a guy who has never gotten into 40k, it is crazy how much information they do not throw at you explicitly. Yet you get an idea of the role everyone plays in Space Marines 2. From the start of the game, you know you're sussed out for being a part of the Death Watch. I don't know what that is or what it means, but okay, I guess, I'm that guy. And throughout the campaign, you learn that the Space Marines serve the Emperor. And you're like, cool, guess he's our king or something. Then you hear the Marines start calling the Tyranids heretics, and the guy in charge of them is the chaplain. And you think, oh, wait, they praise the Emperor like a god. And the more you play through the campaign, the more you realize, damn, I need to either watch or read a shit ton of lore to understand this game. This is a good thing, as you realize this game may potentially have hooked you to reading or watching 3-hour long videos on Warhammer lore. Not only does this game not try to lore dump everything onto you, but the gameplay is also very straightforward. Your Space Marine has an ability, can shoot, dodge, parry, melee, and gun strike. The gun strike is single-handedly the most satisfying part of this game. Perfect dodge an enemy, gun strike. Perfect parry and attack, gun strike. Knocked over an enemy, gun strike. Truly a game of all time that we've got on our hands. The campaign itself is really cool. Gameplay is extremely solid as you get to watch a lot of cool scenes unfold, such as a dreadnought body a brute, and this.
Archmagos, the entrance is inoperative.
Stand by.
And this. I played through the campaign in veteran mode, and I thought it offered solid gameplay and a good challenge. The best moments gameplay wise include whenever there's a lot of enemies to kill, because the flow from killing squishies to killing elites, as I've come to call them, makes you really stay aware what type of enemies are around you. For example, ranged enemies tend to be deadlier in general due to them not being close enough to just melee. The story is relatively straightforward. You watch how Titus becomes the Space Marine again, and watch his team slowly start to distrust him. Trusting him again, all while killing bugs and destroying heretics. Honestly, it's nothing life-changing, but it gets the job done with some wholesome moments with the bros being put in along the way.
Have you ever done this before? You're being dropped through an active combat zone, dodging flak, enemy ships and burning wreckage on the way down. Exactly. No, this will be first. The Codex of Stargates does not support this action. But I am looking forward to it.
This game has a satisfying payoff at the end, with this huge epic battle and Titus destroying the heretics. To be honest, since I'm not a person who knows anything about 40k, this is a solid story. It makes me feel like I went through a campaign such like the ones in Halo, which is a good thing. Though, if I am being completely fair, I don't really have too much of a deep opinion on this campaign, as due to how straightforward and simple it is, I don't really have any heavy critiques of it. The biggest positive I can give this campaign is that there are no slow moments. Every moment in the campaign feels like you are progressing towards something, and you see how Titus and his team develop throughout the entire story to give the really satisfying final battle its conclusion it so deserves. If I were to critique the game on one thing though, it is how quickly his team ended up trusting him again. One moment you have one guy trying to assassinate Titus, and then in the next mission, they're best bros again, as if they've forgiven each other. Operations are by far the best part of the game. Being able to level up your own Space Marine and invest in these different classes are a lot of fun. The more you play, the more upgrades, cosmetics, and perks you get. Perks are exclusive to Operations, and they add more variety of options to play. For example, a good amount of perks on the Heavy allows you to main the multi-melter by not using ammo. Weapons also gain their own perks as you upgrade them to higher rarities. Cosmetics are unlocked by winning either PvP matches or completing operations. The cosmetic system is very fun to use and easy to understand. so you can make a really cool badass Space Marine or a Crayon Eater. This progression system is simple and only requires you to play through the operations. The actual operations aren't too different from the campaign missions, with multiple objectives and the same types of enemies for the most part. The big difference is that elite enemies call for backups, and that you can sometimes just have random bosses appear between objectives. By far, the most fun operation is Decapitation, which has a very fun boss battle at the end of it. I think my biggest critique about this game is that there aren't enough operations. However, I don't think that there is a bad operation. The reason why I say there aren't enough operations is because grinding up your Space Marine takes a while. I just got an achievement that says I killed 20,000 enemies in the game, and I'm barely about to max out the heavy class. Though, we'll see how much of an issue this will end up being in the future, as there are more operations planned to be released in the near future. PvP is okay. Honestly, I haven't really touched the PvP mode much since I'm not really interested in it, though the little bit I have played I did enjoy. But personally, I don't think I'll be playing much of it outside of getting the achievements. Overall, this game is very limited in content, but I believe it is a better game for that. It's like watching a Godzilla movie without the human story to it. You're simply here to watch the giant lizard destroy everything, not to watch the government scramble around trying to save the people. In this game, you are simply here to slay, and slay it lets you. The game doesn't do any daily rewards to make you feel like you're missing out on it. There's no battle pass or anything like that, which is great. This game feels like you would pick it up off the shelf of your local used game store. Point is that this game wants you to do the one thing it does well, and I really appreciate it doesn't try to do anything more. It really makes me feel super immersed. This is one game I've played with the boys where we just sit in complete silence for a lot of the time, treating slaying heretics like it's our job. If I were to rate this game out of 10, I'd say it's a solid 8 out of 10. And yeah, that sums up the game for me. Thought I'd make this little small project since I've been really enjoying Space Marines 2. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching.